50th year of Saturday Night Live.
It's coming up.
Is there any sort of reunion?
There is.
Going
I don't
on,
know what's out there, but there's a couple events that they're planning that happen at the early part of next year.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll be in New York around February, I think.
7 seasons you did there?
I did 6.
6 seasons.
Yes.
All right.
So
I gave you one more. I gave you the extra point.
Take it. I wish they would have. No.
Who was there when you first arrived?
When I first got there, I don't know if you're listening to the Seth Meyers and Lonely Island podcast, but if you're not and you enjoy SNL,
yes,
it is a great listen. And they're breaking down all of their digital shorts chronologically.
Okay.
And as Seth likes to say, theirs was an golden era of SNL, and I do agree with him. So I came in at the tail end of that golden era, and it was Seth, it was Fred Armisen, Jason Sudeikis, Andy Samberg, Kristen Wiig, Bill Hader, and then Bobby Moynihan was there, Abby Elliott.
So you walked in, and you're the newbie in this whole situation?
Yeah, it was me and Jay Farrow and Vanessa Bayer and Paul Britton were the new crop in 2010.
Jay Farrow was sitting in that very chair last month and just doing Jay Farrow things.
Did you do impressions?
He sure did. He's very good at them.
He's maybe the best at them.
Right off the top of his head as well.
He is the level of impression where if you close your eyes, it might be the person.
Yeah, you can't tell for sure. Which is your favorite character that you portrayed or skit that you were in, if you could choose one?
Oh, man. I mean, there's many for many different reasons. The first sketch I ever got on that I was a co-writer on were these sketches that we just called French Dance, which were these sort of absurdist silly physical comedy pieces.
Yes.
And the first one we got on was with Emma Stone, and we did that 5 or 6 times, I think. Maybe the most meaningful sketch was also in my first season with Jim Carrey hosting, because he's my hero. He's number one for me. And we did a sketch called The Maryville Brothers, where we were sort of possessed animatronics on a carnival ride, which is really fun because I'm a big Disney fan anyway, too. But at dress rehearsal, one of the most special moments was like, you know, I'm a newbie, like you said, and I'm part of this really impressive cast. And I got this sketch on, and my hero's next to me, and Bill Hader's to the right of me, and we do this animatronic thing, and it's sort of done, and you know, we come up and down several times. But after the first one, we ducked down behind this plywood wall, and we got an applause break. And that felt great because I had not really achieved that yet. But also, like, to get an applause break on your dream job and look to your left and see your hero go like, "It's awesome, man. Way to go!" You know, it was like
you got the mannerisms.
The best feeling possible. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It was cool
because I was going to ask you which host were you most excited to have met, and that's your answer right there.
Jim Carrey with a bullet. And speaking of anniversaries,
yes.
The 40th, I was in a sketch with him there. I got to be a small part in the Family Feud. They brought that back with Will and Daryl and Norm as Burt Reynolds. It was surreal. That whole week was surreal. I did the Family Feud sketch, and I did the Californian sketch too, which had like Betty White and Bradley Cooper and Taylor Swift in it. It was just surreal moment after surreal moment.
Yeah, Ferguson.
Yeah, it's funny. It's not my name.
Him just chewing gum like Burt Reynolds.
Yes.
Like what a great sort of way to send up, you know, the late Burt Reynolds by having just the gum chew and the way he would chew gum and just trying
to gumption.
Right. And then the Californians is an incredible.
It's big hat. It's funny.
I remember that too.
No, it was crazy. And Jim Carrey played McConaughey in the Family Feud. And like, you wouldn't notice if you watch it, but there's like a little stumble that he does live in the live special. And so it's me and Jay Farrow talking to him backstage. Yeah. And he's like, I sort of tripped up. And we're like, dude, you're great. Nobody's even going to notice. And he's like, yeah, you wish you could get it back, you know? It's the beauty of live television. And like, it was great. And it was this vulnerable moment of him like kind of like beating himself up slightly. And I just seized that opportunity to go like, look, I try to play it cool, but you are my guy. And I saw every movie, and I'd show up at recess the next day quoting every line, and to get to be here with you is so special to me. It's like, I know exactly how you feel. I look down that hallway and I go, that's Bill effing Murray. And I was like, this is the coolest. And then he gave Jay and I a ride in his car to the after party of the Plaza. It was like one of the greatest nights ever.
Awesome.
Which I showed up to because after I was done with my 2 sketches, started drinking immediately. So by the time I got to the plaza, I was pretty tipsy, and I walk in and my wife's meeting me there because there were no like +1s of spouses for the current cast at that point. So I'm waiting for her to show up. I walk into this plaza. It's everybody famous ever.
Yeah.
And I go straight up to the bar and I see Win Butler of Arcade Fire talking to Rihanna. And Rihanna is like big time crush for me. So I go up and I go, "Well, how are you, buddy? Hello, Ms. Rihanna. What a show. Can you believe this?" And they're like, yeah, it's great. It's really fun to watch. And how are you doing? I'm, "Well, the show's on. I had a couple drinks, just waiting for the wife to show up. Sorry, Rihanna, missed your chance." And she grabs my shirt and she goes, "You're stupid." I was like, "Yes, ma'am. Yes. Wow. I am forever stupid."
What a night.
It was a good night. It was a great night.
You're stupid.
I'm stupid.
Hey, get that
By Rihanna.
You know what?
Stupid. I'd love to see that perfume commercial.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Of her just like pulling on me and like poking me and stuff.
That
And then she
sounds
goes,
like
"You're stupid." By
sounds,
Rihanna.
That sounds like a digital short.
Yeah, it should be. It should be.
Oh my God.
Too funny.
And where did before I let you go, Jebediah Atkinson come from?
Yeah, that was a gift. That was like gifted to me by the Weekend Update crew. Seth, I remember it was one of those pre-tapes. I was in a digital short or a pre-tape the night before that got me home at like 6:30 a.m. And I wake up at 12 to a text of Seth going like, "There's this funny idea we have for you. Come by Update on Saturday." Mm-hmm. And so I go up there to the writer's room on 9 and we just read through it. It's really funny because the actual story is that a newspaper finally, whatever it is, almost 300 years later, retracts a negative review of the Gettysburg Address, one of the most beloved political speeches in history,
And
in American history.
This is a real moment.
That actually was a moment. And so they said, we're going to have you play the guy who wrote the bad speech. And it was just the guy who is historically wrong about every beloved thing in arts and culture of all time, and was so fun to perform.
So like the worst critic in the history of critics.
Yeah,
To
exactly.
the point where a publication in the 21st century felt the need to issue a retraction of the bad review of the Gettysburg Address.
In the subjectivity of criticism, this is the guy who is objectively wrong every time and is so angry about it.
What are some of the things that they made you wrong about?
I remember there was, we did like Christmas specials, and he hated a Charlie Brown Christmas. It's like, "Hey, Charlie, you've got a pube on your forehead." Next!
While you're dressed in 1860s
like basically,
garb.
1860s velvet garb. Perfect. It was fun. It was
It's so cool that they thought of you. They're like, "Hey, we got a character."
Those are, that is, you hope for that opportunity because it's on you to come up with something good every week. And so when someone goes like, "Hey, I think I have something for you," and it connects, it's a great gift.
And everything connects in life, Taran Killam. I don't think you would have gotten that if it weren't for the Loxa elective.
That's exactly right.
You had no idea you were prepping.
Yeah,
you had no idea.
They could sense my setup and punchline abilities.
And to hell with all the banners they could have hung.
Yeah.
If you had stuck to basketball. Just think
only
about it.
Student able to make a layup banner hanging in the Loxa gymnasium.
Just the Polaroid of the banner raise at the Loxa gym. It just got fuzzier and fuzzier with each elective for stand-up
We could get Josh Groban to sing the national anthem. Loxa alum.
Is that right?
Yeah. Alum. He was my buddy. He graduated a year before me. He's 99.
What's his hoops game like?
Were you
a two-man game? You and Groban were a two-man game?
Groban's very funny. Groban, I don't remember if Groban took the stand-up class, but he's very funny. But yeah, the sonic wave of Josh Groban boxing you out is an advantage that you don't think you could have on a basketball court.
Write that down, Chris. There's got to be a fantasy team name in there.
Hold on. Sonic Wave.
Josh Groban, Sonic Wave.
Yes, Josh Groban, Sonic Wave is a possible fantasy team name. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.